Yesterday, my family walked into my company and claimed half of it like it already belonged to them. 4 years ago, they erased me. My name is Ava Reynolds. I'm 31, and I built a cybersecurity company from nothing. Long nights, bad contracts, and years of proving people wrong. Especially them. The last time I saw my family, my brother stood in front of investors and called my system his idea. My code, my work, my parents didn't correct him. They backed him, so I left. No calls, not on my birthday. Not even when I launched. Nothing. So when my assistant knocked on my office door yesterday, voice slightly off, I knew something wasn't normal. There are people here asking for you. Clients, she shook her head. They said they're your family. That word didn't feel familiar anymore. Who? I asked. Your parents, she said. And your brother. Of course, all three together, not separately, not carefully, together. That wasn't random. That was planned. I stood up. Conference room, I said. Then, without looking at her, don't let them leave. She nodded quickly. Good, because this wasn't a visit. This was something else. The walk down the hallway felt different. My team kept working, unaware that the same people who once called me a failure were now inside the company I built without them. I reached the door, paused, then opened it. They weren't tense. They weren't unsure. They looked settled, like they'd already decided how this would end. My father scanned the room slowly. You finally did something right. My mother smiled like she expected this. We were wondering how long it would take. And my brother, he wasn't looking at me. He was looking at the screen behind me, like he was checking something, tracking something. Then he leaned back. Guess you held it together longer than we thought. I didn't sit. You shouldn't be here. My father didn't even turn his head. Sit down, Ava. I stayed where I was. What do you want? My brother's expression didn't change. We're not here to catch up. A beat. Then we're here to fix something. Fix, not ask, not discuss. Fix. Like something had already gone wrong. And I was the one holding it. Because they weren't negotiating. They were acting like this was already decided. They didn't wait for me to sit. That told me everything. My father tapped the table once. Controlled, impatient. Let's not waste time. I stayed standing. You showed up after 4 years, I said. Start talking. My mother exhaled slowly. We're not here to revisit old misunderstandings. Of course not. That version didn't work for them anymore. My brother slid a folder across the table, not careful, not respectful. Deliberate, open it. I didn't move. What is it? A solution. A small pause. For who? His eyes stayed on mine. For you if you handle this correctly. There it was. I glanced at the folder, then back at him. Explain. He leaned back, relaxed. We combine, he said. Clients, access, control. My father nodded once. It stabilizes everything. Everything. I held his gaze. What exactly needs stabilizing? No one answered. Instead, my mother pushed the folder closer, harder this time. Read it. So I did. 1 page, 2, then I stopped. 50%, ownership transfer, not shared. Given, I looked up slowly. You walked in here after 4 years to take half my company. My brother shrugged. You wouldn't have it without the family name. I didn't react. And if I say no, my mother leaned forward. You won't. A beat. Then she added, you won't because you can't. My father's voice came in, calm and precise. You built something impressive, but businesses depend on trust. I kept my eyes on them. Say it clearly. My brother tilted his head slightly. If your biggest client hears what really happened at that investor meeting 4 years ago, he said, you won't have a company to protect. No one moved. They watched me, waiting. And now it made sense. Not just money, leverage. They didn't come to negotiate. They came prepared. Because they weren't offering a deal, they were betting I'd fold. They watched my face like they were waiting for it to crack. It didn't. I picked up the papers again, turned 1 page, then another, slow enough to make them wait. My brother shifted back in his chair, just a little. That was enough. I closed the folder and set it down, straight. If we're doing this, I said, we do it properly. My father frowned. What does that mean? I looked at him. It means this doesn't get decided in here. A beat. Legal hears it. My leadership team hears it. I let that sit, then added, and if you want to claim half my company, my investors hear it too. Silence. Different this time. My brother didn't answer immediately. Then he smiled. "Of course," he said. "That's fair." He didn't mean it, but he didn't push back either. My mother nodded quickly. "That's better," she said. "It looks stronger that way." I stood. "Tonight," I said. That landed. My father straightened. "Tonight," I nodded once. Full meeting. Boardroom. My brother leaned back again, but now he was thinking, measuring. "Works for me." Of course it did. He thought this was momentum. I walked them to the door. Right before the elevator, my brother stopped. Turned to me. "You already know how this ends," he said quietly. "It always ends with us." I held his gaze, said nothing, just a small nod. "See you tonight." The doors closed, and I stopped pretending, because Daniel thought I was reacting. He didn't realize I had already moved, because by the time they walked into that boardroom, the trap was already set. The boardroom was already full when I walked in. Leadership. Legal, two of our biggest investors. No one was talking, they were waiting. My family arrived a few minutes later. Same energy, same confidence, like nothing had changed. My father walked in first, scanning the room like he approved of it. My mother followed, composed. And Daniel smiling, shaking hands, like he already belonged there. That part mattered, because it meant he hadn't figured it out yet. I took my seat at the head of the table. "Let's begin." Daniel didn't wait. He stood, opened his folder, and slid copies of the agreement across the table. "Our companies combine," he said. 50% equity in exchange for capital and expansion. Clean, practiced, my mother nodded slightly. "It's the strongest move for everyone involved." No one responded. They were looking at me, waiting. I picked up the agreement, turned a page, then set it down. "You're right," I said. That caught them off guard. My father leaned back. Daniel smiled. He thought this was it. "That's why," I continued, "before we move forward, we verify everything." Daniel's smile didn't drop, but it slowed. I turned slightly. "Bring them in." The door opened. Two people stepped inside, one carrying a laptop, the other a folder thicker than Daniel's. No one spoke. The man placed it on the table, opened it. "Full financial audit," he said calmly, "covering all prior entities connected to Daniel Reynolds." Daniel stood up. "That's not necessary." The man didn't look at him. "3 companies," he continued, "all closed within 2 years. My father frowned. "That doesn't mean—" "It doesn't," the auditor agreed. Then he turned a page. "But this does." The screen behind me lit up. Numbers, transfers, dates. A single line highlighted. $2 million, the woman said, moved from investor accounts into a private offshore holding. Silence. Different this time. Daniel didn't speak, didn't move. My mother looked at him, not confident anymore, not certain, waiting. The same way they had watched me. Because in that moment, they realized they hadn't walked into a negotiation. They had walked into evidence. No one spoke first. Not after that screen, not after that number. Daniel didn't sit back down. He stayed there, half standing, like he hadn't decided whether to leave or deny it. "That doesn't prove anything," my father said sharply. Too fast, too loud, the auditor didn't look at him. "It proves movement," he said calmly. "From investor funds to a private account." My mother turned to Daniel. "Explain it." He didn't even look at her. He was staring at the screen, at the line that hadn't changed, because one of the investor names listed there was already sitting at this table. And now everyone else saw it too. The room shifted, not loud, but final. $2 million, the auditor continued, gone. No one interrupted this time. One of the investors leaned forward, slow. "Is this accurate?" "Yes." That was enough. No argument, no defense, just wait. Daniel finally moved. "Those numbers are incomplete," he said. But it didn't land, didn't hold, because no one was listening to him anymore. They were looking at me, waiting, not for an answer, for a decision. I didn't rush it, didn't explain anything. Just reached forward and closed the folder. "That's why," I said calmly, "we verify before we sign." Silence again, but not the same. This one had direction. My father sat back, not relaxed. Done, my mother didn't speak again. And Daniel finally looked at me. Not confident, not certain, just late. I stood, meeting over, no announcement. No conclusion, they understood it, because nothing had to be said. They thought they were walking in to take half my company. They didn't realize they were about to lose everything instead. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video.